Hello, I'm Jonasz Rewiński and this is Military Mind. Armed conflicts, defense and security, land, sea and air. We've got you covered. This night brought Ukraine yet another massive and devastating attack by Russian forces. According to the country's air force, Russia launched 128 strike drones across multiple regions. The south of the country suffered the heaviest damage. In Kherson, local authorities reported that a woman was killed and at least 17 other civilians were wounded. A residential high-rise was hit, sparking a large fire in the building. In the Kirovograd region, Russian forces targeted critical infrastructure, leaving 19 settlements without power. Ukraine's state railway company warned that ongoing massive shelling in Kirovograd and several other regions had damaged railway infrastructure, causing significant disruptions to train traffic. Meanwhile, in Russia, a drone crashed into an apartment in the Moscow region, wounding 5 people. In the Rostov region, local officials reported a massive drone attack, saying that fires left residential buildings, a kindergarten and a technical college without power. In Moscow, all flight operations at major airports were temporarily suspended due to the drone threat, the first such shutdown in over a month. Meanwhile, on the 23rd of October, Russian military aircraft violated Lithuanian airspace. According to the Lithuanian armed forces, 2 Russian planes entered Lithuanian airspace near the town of Kybartai, which lies directly on the border with Russia's Kaliningrad region. Military officials said the aircraft remained in Lithuanian airspace for 18 seconds, penetrating about 700 meters before leaving the area. Now, on the Ukrainian frontline, analysts from Ukraine's deep state project say Russian troops continue to infiltrate the forests near Liman, using small infantry groups to penetrate Ukrainian defenses. The analysts warn that Russia may soon launch a full assault on the city. Heavy fighting is ongoing near Yampil, where Russian units are trying to encircle the settlement from the west. Further south, in the Propylia sector, Ukrainian troops have spent the past 3 days clearing small Russian infantry groups that pushed into southeastern and eastern parts of Mirnograd. Reports indicate that Ukrainian brigades have forced Russian units back from the northern outskirts of the city. Russian troops, however, are believed to be attempting to take control of areas south of Mirnograd in preparation for a potential assault on the city from the southeast. Now, in the Middle East, Israel has intensified its aerial assault on Lebanon's eastern regions. The Israeli military said its warplanes targeted a camp and a precision missile production site belonging to Hezbollah near the Syrian border. Lebanon's health ministry confirmed that 2 people were killed and several others injured in the wave of strikes. The latest escalation comes as Israel continues to strike deeper into Lebanese territory amid mounting tensions over Hezbollah's refusal to disarm. A Russian assault element appeared in one of the sections of the front, fast on several armored personnel carriers, counting on surprise and a quick breakthrough. They drove straight through, hoping to cross the line and hold their ground for a few hours, to create a corridor for bringing in reinforcements and infantry. But they lost the race with Ukrainian drone pilots and reconnaissance. The kill chain worked flawlessly. UAVs confirmed the movement, spotters transmitted the coordinates, and the aviation and strike groups of the Chervona Kalina instantly took up their approach routes. The Russians did not have time to turn around. What was supposed to be a lightning run turned into a trap in an open field. Now, moving on to the next, and social media networks continue to be flooded with images of quote-unquote new Russian vehicles on the front lines, which resemble fantasy tales more than any real technology. Frontline observers note that, aside from being rather amusing sometimes, such videos confirm a serious problem. Russian units continue to use equipment of dubious quality, which creates additional risks for their own soldiers and reduces combat effectiveness. Even on social media, it is clear that the Russian vehicle fleet has become a symbol of the chaos and short-sightedness of a command that is unable to provide an adequate level of safety for its own personnel.
Вот какой замутили аппарат.
And I'm quite sure you were expecting to see one of those massive turtle tanks, one of these vehicles that have additional pieces of armor soldered on so that they can survive drone attacks. But no, instead we got this weird combination of a Lada, a pickup truck, possibly something out of Mad Max, if Mad Max actually didn't have the budget. Now, moving on again, and the Security Service of Ukraine has released footage of the new generation of Sea Baby naval strike drones, a unique development that has become a symbol of Ukrainian innovation on the maritime front. According to Ivan Lukashevich, head of the 13th Main Directorate of the State Defense Industry Committee, the upgraded unmanned vessels are capable of carrying up to 2,000 kilograms of explosives and traveling over 1,500 kilometers. These capabilities are provided by a reinforced engine and a state-of-the-art navigation system that allows these drones to operate with extreme precision, even in the most difficult conditions. The Sea Baby has already proven its worth, by the way. It has been used in combat multiple times. These drones, in fact, actually participated in attacks on the Crimean Bridge, which is the strategic link that Russian propaganda had long called unassailable. They actually damaged it, and they had many other successes as well. Building the new generation of naval drones was made possible thanks to the United 24 fundraising platform, where Ukrainians and international partners raised funds to create a fleet of unmanned strike systems.
Служба безпеки України першою у світі стала ідеологом війни нового типу на морі. Голова служби Василь Малюк рік тому започаткував саме ідею створення на основі безпілотних безекіпажних платформ Сібеві, саме знищувачів морських надводних дронів. Ця платформа оснащена аеростабілізованою кулеметною установкою 14,5. Вона показує дуже гарну ефективність на морі, досить впевнено вражає цілі розмірами з БЕК на дистанції понад 1 кілометр. Даний ракетний дрон був побудований з метою перевірити можливість перенесення важкого ракетного озброєння на базі морських безекіпажних платформ Сібеві. Це дрони, які вже були випробувані і застосовані у рамках спеціальних військових операцій, які Служба безпеки України активно проводить у Чорному морі.
In fact, Ukrainian maritime drones are a category of their own. For example, a while ago, one of these drones shot down a Russian aircraft above the sea by firing an anti-aircraft missile. So they're really weapons platforms, right? They're not just drones which sneak up to a vessel and explode. No, they are much more sophisticated than that. In fact, they also pretty much are the epitome of the Ukrainian success at sea. I mean, Ukraine in theory doesn't have a fleet, and yet they've managed to drive away the Russian Black Sea fleet with no warships, no submarines, just drones. So think about it for a moment. The asymmetry of that is striking, and yet Ukraine was actually victorious there, and Russia had to take the L. And with this, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.